Alright, hopefully as you can see here, we've hollowed out a lot of the areas. We still got a lot more work to do. What we're eventually going to do is this whole area, we're going to thin down, so it's going to be half as thick as this to get that look, but it's going to be very thin and fragile, so we're going to wait to do that. This area will be thinned out. This area I'm going to leave sort of thick, that way we can put the detail in. Not that this won't have detail too, but to give it the overall look from the pictures I've looked at, I think that's the best bet to go with. Is this gets thinner, the headphones get thinner, this little spindle gets thinner, the little symbol here, these little nodules, actually the nodules will be thinner too, but the symbol won't get as thin, and this, just for sturdiness, won't get as thin, because as you can see, that is a very fragile spot there. So this is going to stay thick, and we'll detail it and thin it a little bit. But what we're going to do right now is try and work on the chain. Let me see if my camera's in the right spot. Alright, I don't know if you can pick it up, but I've already made some marks, and we've cut it out into a plus sign, pretty much. You have one up here, one down here, one down here, and one down here. And then you want to make your marks for where the chain lengths go. So your top chain length here, horizontal chain length here, and you just carry it on down. And then we're going to actually do some of the notched cuts real quick, just to give you an idea, because I'm going to try and concentrate really hard on this, so I don't know how much of the actual video I'm going to show, just because I've never done a chain link this small before. So unfortunately for any viewers, I will try and show as much as possible, but just forewarning, don't know how much that will be, just so I can concentrate, because this is very fragile. It's in a very precarious position here, so it could break very easily, and then there's no real fixing it without starting over completely, which I hate to do. But hopefully the camera angle's picking up. What we're doing is what I call a V-cut. We're just notching the top segments. That way you can start to really get the look. You can pick up on it. So you see here, I've got a test piece here, and as you can see, that part broke off there. So when you get to actually what I call releasing them, so that they move freely, I mean, it's very difficult. I can be a little heavy-handed sometimes, so that's why that broke. But I will show as much as I can. But like I said, I'm not gonna insist on videoing all of it, just because I want it to come out right and I need to focus. But I will try and bring you as much as I can. So everything you do on the top, you want to do on the bottom as well. So just follow the marks you made. Like I said, hopefully the damn camera angle's in the right spot, because you can't go back. And after doing just these little notches here, you should start to get a very good look at how it's coming out. Still waiting on some of you people. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of views, but I have had some views. Still waiting on some of y'all to give me some comments, guys. What would y'all like to see? That's really what I'm looking for, is get some opinions from some people that don't even know me. Because a lot of the stuff I do is, most people know me and know why I do it, because I'm interested in those things. Except for a few things like this one, for instance, is it's not really something I thought of doing, but my brother asked me to do it. His birthday's coming up, and I'm terrible at buying gifts. So I've started this thing where I do wood carvings as a present. I think it means a lot more when you give something handmade, something that's a lot of effort and thought went into, as opposed to buying stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If somebody came to me and said for a birthday or holiday or whatever reason you buy a present, a present and flat out told me what they wanted, I mean, I would get that. But I just recently started doing this because my next video will be a present I'm making as well. It's going to be a flower. It's called a stargazer lily, which is going to probably pose a pain in the butt to carve, just because, just like this one, it's going to have a lot of fragile areas, and it's going to have a good amount of detail, because, like I said, you can't avoid it sometimes, but I always prefer to try and make my carvings look either as realistic as possible or as much like the source material as possible. I don't ever like my stuff to look like a bizarro version of what it was supposed to be. But that's one, just to give y'all a heads up, will be the next one. Alright, and if you look here, you can already see we're getting the rough shapes for our chain links. You can already tell it's kind of looking like a chain link almost. So, here, while I got the video on, I think we're still in our time limit. What you want to do after that is what I do is, and this is where stuff starts to get very fragile, is you want to, hopefully the camera angle is picking this up, you want to carefully draw the areas that you need to hollow out. And once these areas, and try and keep them uniform. I didn't measure this section here, and you always, if you can, measure it out, because it makes it easier for you. That way you know you have plenty of what I call meat on the bone. You have plenty of wood to work with. You don't ever want to be too thin in some spots, because that's going to set you up to make it even harder. Sorry about any noise in the background. The dogs aren't getting along. Hopefully you can pick up that on the camera. That's showing those links here. And see, without me measuring, I haven't left enough meat on this one, so that's going to be a bugger. You have to be very careful when we get to that one. But that's why I put these videos out here, is hopefully get people interested in wood carving, and they can go out and try it on their own. And also, I think the best way to learn, if you don't do it yourself, you can also learn from other people, learn from their mistakes as well. And that's just the whole reason I've started doing these carvings and everything. Well, posting. I do carvings anyway, but I started posting them on YouTube to hopefully inspire people to try it out, or at least try new things. If you're not trying what I'm trying, that's fine, but at least go out and try something new. I think this section right here we're just actually going to get rid of them. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Sometimes with wood carvings, you gotta work on the fly. It's important to make it to look as close to what you want it to look like, but sometimes you gotta do some stuff that just makes it work for you. And see, these are chain links, so directional parts of them I don't think make really that much of a damn difference, because I haven't seen any pictures that tell me exactly which way it's supposed to go, or the horizontal chains on top or the vertical chains on top. So yeah, that's better. That's better. But alright, I just wanted to show you all that real quick. The starting processes of it, and I will attempt to try and show as much as I can, but like I said, if I don't, the reason is because I've never made links this small before, and they're very fragile, so I would really want to concentrate to get it right. But we'll be back with another video.